Scott, let's talk about one of the more critical, but often sort of, I think, underinvested parts of a typical customer journey. I want to talk about post-purchase, not to be confused with purchase confirmation.
Yeah.
Talk us through the difference.
Well, I mean, the order confirmation is just that. It's the order confirmation, right? It's transactional email. It's the paper trail. It's the receipt, right? It's the acknowledgement that your purchase has gone through. It's the confidence that it's gone through, all that fun stuff.
That's a legal obligation, if I recall correctly.
It should be.
Yeah.
If it's not, it should be. Don't quote, I'm not a lawyer. But it's the post-purchase, buyer's remorse is real, very real. Even if you feel good about making a purchase, the instant that you get your little notification going, you just spent this money, you're like,
I did.
Did I make the right decision, right? So post-purchase in terms of an email marketing function is, in my mind, primarily about making people feel good about the decision they just made. So that could take the form of emails around how to best use the product that you just bought, or how to get your home ready to receive the product that you just bought. Things of that sort, so that by the time it shows up, unless of course you're talking SaaS where it's an instant access type situation, but most of these you're waiting for something to be delivered. And so there's this gap between when you order something and when it's delivered that you're freaking, you may not be actively freaking out, but there's a little bit of like until it gets here, have I done the right thing?
Until it gets here, is it even real?
Is it even real? The money's gone, but is it even real? And so you're getting over, you're helping the customers get over that, feeling good about it, feeling good about the brand they just bought from, because there's nothing worse, especially in this e-commerce world, than making a purchase and being like, is my money gone now? Am I even going to get something from this brand? I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be, but you still have to get over that. So that's what the emails can be designed around. And once they receive it, you can have a series of emails, uses for this, try this, go to this community, go do this, sign up for SMS, we'll send you tips. I mean, there's so many ways that you can communicate to your paid customers now, and you have more information on them, that it can only do you good, and absolutely set up cross-selling, selling next purchases, getting them to subscribe if you have a subscription model. There's lots of things that you can do that if you don't talk about it, they're not going to do it.
You mentioned a very important word there that I want to capitalize on, or I want to take a moment and really unpack that, and that's feeling, right? We want to, anytime we're authoring a full customer journey, we want to think about how our customers are feeling, or what they should be feeling, or what we want them to be feeling in each particular stage, right? So many of the decisions we make as human beings, forget even consumers, they're driven by emotion, how we feel in the moment, or how we want to be feeling for ourselves. So I think I really like what you said about sort of getting folks involved in other ways with the brand, and you mentioned a few of those, and I think this is the best time to do it, because the excitement, the intent that drove that initial purchase is still high, because the purchase has not yet been realized. They haven't received it, and so the transaction isn't quite over, right? So this is a great time. The customer anticipation is very high. Let's get them to create a profile if they haven't already. Let's get them to subscribe to SMS. You mentioned that. It's time to follow, like on social. Bit of different schools of thought on this one, but I happen to think that in many cases it's also a really good time to ask for things like a referral, not a product rating or a review yet. That should most appropriately come a little bit later on in the series, after the actual product or the purchase has been delivered. But getting people to make a referral, right? They're usually feeling best about the brand after that moment of purchase, but before they've received the product. So kind of strike while that iron is hot. Download the app if you haven't downloaded
for sure.
the app already.
Yeah.
And I really like your idea about extending the value of the product beyond the transaction itself. Here are other uses to which it can be put that you might not have thought of. Here are some instructions on care and maintenance. Keep it looking fresh, keep it working like new for years to come. So these are all really great ways, I think, to not only, again, capitalize on the momentum of the transaction, but really get folks involved further with the brand beyond the products, beyond the actual branding itself, by turning them, if not into advocates, maybe just turning them into more active participants within the brand itself.
If there was ever a time to over communicate,
this is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
especially around shipping. And
Oh.
so shipping confirmation, super important. Where is my order? Email should tackle, I call it the Wizmo calls, right?
Where is my order?
Where is my order? If email can remove a great number of those, your customer care team's going to love you if they don't have to field a, yeah, your order's on its way, sir, call. So it's about, it shipped. It's coming tomorrow. Here's what to expect with your delivery. Everything that you can communicate to reduce the number of questions that need to be asked, do it.
I love that too. And I think something that I've seen a lot that I really would like to see more of is taking more of that shipping status out of the transactional confirmation email or out of the transactional shipping notification and repeating that, or otherwise showing that in the rest of the post-purchase series itself. Domino's Pizza Tracker, I think, is a really easy format to do that in.
Yeah.
And because it also then can give context, not just the assurance you talked about, which is incredibly important, but giving context to some of the other things that you're asking them to do, the other calls to action to which you're driving your audience within these messages. And I use that word messages consciously. Ideally, a post-purchase program is not a one-shot and out type of consideration. It should be multiple messages that are carefully timed around the order, preparation, delivery, and post-delivery of the product or whatever was just ordered by the customer.
Yeah.
How many ideally would you say, or let's not even say ideally because that's highly subjective. Let's say basically, fundamentally, what is the lowest sort of bare acceptable minimum to a post-purchase series? Is it 2? Is it 5?
I'm not going to put it, I mean, maybe 3.
Okay.
Right. So I would count the shipping confirmation as one of them for sure. And then it would be, there's got to be some version of an assurance message. Maybe it's from a leader of your company or a what to expect. I mean, again, I talk about focus in emails a lot. Like you don't have to put, our old CEO used to call it 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag. Like you don't need to put 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag to put these in email. So break them out, and you can mail. You could even do a couple times a day early on if you want to. Like the order is done. Hey, here's what to expect. That's a separate email. Maybe later that day you get a message from your president or your CEO or whoever you decide your voice is. And just, it's about feeling good. It's about feeling informed, and it's about making sure people feel safe in the decision that they just made as well.
Safe, and safe can be construed in a lot of ways. And I think rather than talk about the more obvious ones, I want to go back to what you were saying earlier about assurance, right? Part of it is just wanting to be seen by this brand or know that we were seen by this brand, this purchase we just made. I just gave you some of my hard-earned money. Recognize that.
Yep.
Right? So you don't have to celebrate it, but let's at least recognize that, because we've all seen the opposite where you complete a purchase and then for whatever reason, you get retargeted by ads or email asking you to come back and buy the same damn thing you just bought. So this kind of gets us away from that and provides just the opposite feeling. I'm seen, I'm confirmed.
Yeah, if you are asking for a cross-sell this soon, it better damn well make sense, right? Like, hey, it's the printer ink model, or you just bought a laptop. Maybe you want, this ages us a little bit, I'm going to say laptop into printer, but that makes sense, right? You're completing the set, or hey, you just bought a sweater. Here's a matching pair of pants or something like that. That done right makes sense. But when you're just like, hey, you just bought this, now it's 10% less, nothing pisses people off.
Did you not just see what just happened? I just spent some money.
I always like to tell my clients, at a minimum, know what your customer has done with you, and exclude them from normal cadence. Probably at least 30 days. Start there, right? Hey, I just bought something. We are not going to send them offers for probably the thing they just bought.
I hope Amazon's listening.
Yeah. You could make the argument that's like, you're going to buy again. So again, it all depends.
Excellent. So let's summarize. Post-purchase, very different from purchase confirmation. Purchase confirmation is that usually system originated sort of transactional message that serves as the receipt. Purchase confirmation is sort of continuing the journey from the moment that checkout is completed all the way through the point of delivery and beyond Typically, it's going to be things like, thank you for your order, or we appreciate your order. Here are some other things that might go along with it to help extend the utility or the value of what you just bought. Here are some ways to take care of it. And then linking about customer activation with the brand beyond that purchase. So sign up for a subscription if it's a recurring purchase or replenishment. Join our loyalty program, right? And realize even more savings and value. Follow, like, and comment on social. At the appropriate time, make a referral or leave a rating and review, right? And to your earlier point, which is one of my favorites, let's track the progress of that particular shipment in the purchase confirmation. Not only does it give additional context and value to the product, but it continues to give that comfort and assurance to the customer and will likely keep them opening all of the messages in that sequence.